Hello, dear students. This is RHS Prasad, lecturer in chemistry, VSM College, Ramachandrapuram. In this class, we are going to discuss about the analysis of blast furnace slag as part C. In analysis of blast furnace slag, the constituents which are present in blast furnace slag that we are going to analyze are silica, ferric oxide, alumina, titania, manganese oxide, iron oxide, sulfur, calcium oxide that is lime, magnesia, and phosphorus in the form of P2O5. Right. In this video, I wish to discuss about the determination of FeO, determination of sulfur, and determination of phosphorus. So first, the determination of FeO. For the determination of FeO, we need to take 0.5 gram of slag sample in a platinum dish. So to this slag sample, you need to add the acid mixture 25 ml. So what is the acid mixture here? It is the mixture of 10 ml water, 10 ml sulfuric acid, and 5 ml HF. So you need to add this acid mixture to this slag sample. After that, heat the dish, cool it, then add 75 ml cold water. After that, after getting the solution form, you need to titrate it against standard potassium permanganate solution until we get pink color. Here no need to add any indicator. Why? Because KMnO4 acts as self indicator. Okay, so here the weight calculation of FeO is equal to the volume of 0.1 normal KMnO4 into factor 0.0072 gram. Okay, that is FeO. So what should you do for the determination of FeO? Take 0.5 gram of slag sample in a platinum dish, add 25 ml acid mixture. It is a combination of water, H2SO4 and HF. Heat it, add 75 ml cold water, then automatically just titrate it against standard KMnO4 solution until you get pink color. Next, determination of sulfur. If you wanted to determine the sulfur present in blast furnace slag, take 5 gram of slag sample in a beaker and then add 75 ml 1:1 HNO3. Then dissolve it in HNO3. As we know, HNO3 is powerful oxidizing agent, so that the sulfur will be converted into sulfate. So it dissolves the sample, at the same time it oxidizes the metals in it. So dissolve in it. After that, add bromine for complete recovery of sulfur. Generally HNO3 will oxidize it. If any sulfur is there, in unoxidized form. Then bromine also powerful oxidizing agent, so that it can recover the sulfur from that sample, so that entire sulfur will be converted into sulfate. After that, add 0.5 gram of sodium carbonate, then evaporate to dryness. Then add 10 ml concentrated HCl and 25 ml water, and then add 5 gram of sulfur free zinc. Then warm on steam bath until iron is reduced, then filter it. Generally, as bromine and HNO3 oxidizes every metal in it, so automatically iron also oxidizes, but we can reduce the iron by using the reducing agent, that is zinc. Then after that you need to wash with HCl and then add barium chloride solution. If you add barium chloride solution, then automatically what happens? This barium chloride can combine with sulfate ion which is formed to produce the precipitate that is called as barium sulfate. So boil it for 30 minutes and allow the precipitate to settle. So after that we need to wash the precipitate with hot water, heat strongly, cooled in a desiccator, and then weigh the barium sulfate. So percentage of sulfur present in blast furnace slag is equal to weight of barium sulfate that is formed into factor. How can we get the factor? So here our intention is determination of sulfur, but sulfur is in the form of barium sulfate. So what should you do here? Atomic weight of sulfur, that is 32, by molecular weight of sulfur, that is 233. So its value is 0.1373, that is the factor. Clear? Into percentage calculation 100 by weight of the sample. So just conclusion for the determination of sulfur present in blast furnace slag. What should you do? Take 5 gram of sample in a beaker, then add 75 ml 1:1 HNO3, dissolve it, then add bromine. After that add 0.5 gram of sodium carbonate and evaporate to dryness. Next add 10 ml concentrated HCl and 25 ml water, and then 5 gram sulfur free zinc for reduction process of iron. Next wash with HCl, then add 10% barium chloride solution. That barium chloride solution can combine with sulfate ion to produce barium sulfate. Boil for 30 minutes and allow the precipitate to settle. Wash with hot water, heat strongly, cooled in a desiccator. Next weigh it, then percentage of sulfur is equal to weight of barium sulfate into factor, that is 0.1373 into 100 by weight of the sample. The last constituent that we are going to discuss for the determination of phosphorus. So for the determination of phosphorus, we need to take 2 gram of blast furnace slag sample. It should be dissolved in 20 ml HNO3 and 10 ml HCl, 10 ml HF, that is the acid mixture HNO3, HCl and HF. Then boil and dilute to 100 ml and filter it. Why? Because if any silica is there, it will be separated out. Okay, then take the filtrate. Why? Because phosphorus is present in filtrate. Okay, add excess amount of ammonia. Then automatically what happens? Then filter the precipitate, that is either iron is there, then it will be converted into ferric phosphate, and if aluminum is there, then it will be converted into aluminum phosphate. Okay, right. Next, dissolve it in HNO3 and add KMnO4 and then digest for 5 minutes. Next, add ammonium nitromolybdate solution. So, this addition of ammonium nitromolybdate solution will convert the phosphate, or it will react with the phosphate to produce ammonium phosphomolybdate. Okay, right. So add ammonium nitromolybdate solution, then phosphorus forms precipitate of ammonium phosphomolybdate, then filter it. So to the precipitate, add measured excess standard sodium hydroxide solution. So you need to dissolve this ammonium phosphomolybdate precipitate in excess sodium hydroxide solution. So then we can back titrate the unreacted sodium hydroxide with standard HNO3 using phenolphthalein indicator, so that we can calculate the percentage of phosphorus present in the blast furnace slag. Okay, just recall it. Weigh about 2 gram of blast furnace slag sample, dissolve it in the acid mixture, that is HNO3, HCl and HF, boil it, filter it, dilute it to 100 ml, take the filtrate, add excess ammonia, then automatically the precipitate of, if ferric phosphate is there and aluminum phosphate is there, it will be separated out. Dissolve that precipitate. Why? Because the phosphorus is in the form of phosphate. So dissolve the precipitate in HNO3, digest it with KMnO4, cool it, and then add ammonium nitromolybdate solution. Then automatically phosphorus can combine with phosphorus in the form of phosphate ion can combine with ammonium nitromolybdate to produce a precipitate, that is ammonium phosphomolybdate. Then filter it. Then to the precipitate, what is the precipitate here? This ammonium phosphomolybdate. To the ammonium phosphomolybdate, add measured excess of standard NaOH solution. Then back titrate the unreacted NaOH with standard HNO3 using phenolphthalein indicator. Why? Because this is acid based titration, so that we can use the phenolphthalein indicator for the acid based titration. So with this we can determine the phosphorus calculation, same as in remaining determinations. Okay, right. So this is the information related to the determination of FeO, and then determination of sulfur, next determination of phosphorus present in the blast furnace slag. Okay, just recall it. So for determination of iron oxide, what should you do? Take the sample, dissolve it in acid mixture, common point. So add cold water, then titrate it against KMnO4 solution. This is the direct titration with KMnO4. Why? Because iron in the form of iron 2, potassium permanganate, common. Okay. Next, determination of sulfur. What is this? This is the gravimetric method. So by the addition of barium chloride solution, so first of all you need to oxidize the sulfur by the addition of HNO3 and bromine water. Then sulfur will converted into sulfate ion. Then add barium chloride solution. Then automatically it can form the precipitate of barium sulfate. Okay, right. Next, here determination of phosphorus. What should you do? You need to convert the phosphorus into phosphate ion. After that, you need to add the reagent called ammonium nitromolybdate so that ammonium phosphomolybdate precipitate is formed. To the ammonium phosphomolybdate precipitate, add excess NaOH solution, then back titrate the unreacted NaOH with standard HNO3. Calculate the percentage of phosphorus which is present in blast furnace slag. Okay, with this we have completed the entire topic, that is analysis of blast furnace slag. Okay, thank you for your kind attention.